Oh, welcome into the Ball Now podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, here with Russell B. Right, baby. How you doing, Russ?
Oh, pretty good, Jordan. How you doing?
Buddy,
Had a
if I
pretty
was
good
any...
week.
Oh, buddy. Like the fat chick at the orgy. I'm just happy to be here. We're going to... we're tonight, it's going to be a little different tonight. Typically, we're very Vol-centric. We're... and talk about the Power Four conferences and who we think our best teams are in those. We're going to rank those conferences. We're going to give you our top three teams in each one, and we're going to also give you a sleeper pick to win each one. And we're going to give you our non-five. Our non-power four conference sleeper. Excuse me. Up until like 2 days ago, I was like, "Oh, it's not power five anymore." You and I were both like, "Oh, it's power five, power four." I threw one in here on you tonight.
Sure.
We're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk about who our Heisman sleepers are and who our Heisman favorites are this year. We got a show chock full of some fun stuff tonight. So let's just jump right into it. Russ, buddy, what's your conference rankings? Power Four conference rankings.
So Power Four conference rankings. I'm gonna put ACC at 4. I don't think that's a big surprise for a lot of people. I think I'm gonna put Big 12 at 3, and I don't think that's a big surprise either. For this to be an SEC podcast, I might hurt some feelings here, but I'm going to put SEC at 2, and I'm putting Big 10 at 1. Big 10 is the best conference in football right now. It's hard to deny them. They have, I think it's 4 teams in the top 10 right now currently ranked. I might be one off, and I know they've got like 6 or 7 in the top 25. So that's a really solid conference. The SEC has taken a step back, and Big Ten has taken that much of a step forward to take that spot from them.
So it's wild to me because you and I both got this ranked the exact same way. 1 through 4. I'm gonna argue this though. I don't think that the Big Ten has done this out of just a pure talent standpoint, better recruiters, anything like that. I just think they've got more dinero, and
I agree.
They're willing to spend it. And look no further than Indiana last year. You know what I'm saying? It's Indiana just dog walked everybody, and of course now that was kind of like the perfect storm for them last year. They had great talent coming back. They spent the money to get better talent to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was, and they've got a great coach. I think it's hard to argue Cignetti. It's hard to argue against him. Googling.
Cignetti's awesome, man. I mean, Indiana, it was a perfect storm, like you said, from them last year. They had the perfect offense. They had the perfect defense for the situations that they were placed in. Would that team have went undefeated in the SEC? I don't know. I'm not here to play on hypotheticals, but I don't think they would have. Just like I don't think that any of those undefeated Big Ten teams over the last few years would have went undefeated in the SEC. And I don't think Georgia or Alabama or Tennessee or LSU or any big major team from the SEC would suffer as many losses in the Big Ten. That's no shot at Big Ten and what they bring to the table. I do feel like that conference is super top heavy. Just because they're top heavy doesn't make them any less of being the number one conference in the country. It's just
their top heavy teams are really good.
They have about 6 teams at the top of that conference that on any given Saturday you cannot bet against them.
And see,
that's dangerous.
The thing about it is I think the SEC is one team shy of that. I think you've got Georgia, Texas, Bama, Oklahoma. There's 4.
Sure. LSU.
Who would be your LSU
would be my
your
fifth.
fifth team.
Tennessee would be my sixth.
That sixth team, though, but here's the thing. I don't disagree with that, but that sixth team could be very interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? Like six down, it's the only I think the only argument you could give the SEC to be number one is they're not totally top heavy. They're very deep. And I'd say any of those 6 through 10 SEC teams could beat 3 through 6 in the Big Ten.
If they couldn't beat them, they'd give them an issue, right? Like that.
I would say I would agree with that, but 3 through 6 and 6 through 10 on the in the SEC would be comparable between Big Ten and SEC. I do think that Georgia, Texas would be comparable to Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana even.
Sure.
But I say that, and I mean, Indiana just absolutely dog walked Alabama last year in the playoffs, 38-3. Roll Tide rolled, more like it.
And that being said, there, Jordan, I think the thing that the SEC lacks from being one here, and I hate to say it because I don't want them to be good. I'd rather us conference sit at 2 if they're going to if it means this team is bad. I'm going to say if it's Florida. We're missing Florida here. Like, you think about it in the 90s.
No, I would agree with
Florida
that.
was a top-tier team in this conference. In the early 2000s, top-tier team. They started falling off, around the same time when we had Butch here, right? They've not been a great team since the way that they were.
No,
and that's what we're missing.
No, absolutely. And, the thing with Florida is that downfall, we thought Muschamp was going to be really good down there. It started with him.
Yes.
It carried over into McElroy. And McElroy, I'm going to say this. I don't think McElroy was a bad coach. I think that was a good hire for them. I think he just wasn't ready for that stage yet. I don't think he was ready for that stage. He couldn't make the right hires staff-wise to be good.
Sure.
But anywho, that's neither here nor there. I'll tell you what, we rank the conferences. Let's do our Heisman talk right quick. Our Heisman hype. Who wins the hypes?
So my favorite right now, which I think it's pretty much a consensus thing here. My favorite's Arch. I saw his last 6 games of the year last year. It's really piqued my interest on watching that kid play some ball this year. I'm excited to see him come to Neyland. I'm excited to see what he does against other SEC opponents. I'm really excited to see if he can put, 16 games together the way he did his last 6 last year. If he does, I think he definitely wins the Heisman. If he doesn't, I think that there's 2 guys here that clearly can take that role. I think we've got an opportunity to see our first wide receiver since Devontae Smith win the Heisman this year, and Jeremiah Smith. I think he is by far and away the best receiver in college football. He's the best player on that Ohio State team, and that includes Julian Sayin being in that conversation, another Heisman favorite this year. Another guy who I like is also in the Big Ten Conference. It's Dante Moore, quarterback from Oregon. I feel like Oregon has a lot of upside this year, and they could be a team. Recently, I saw a stat line, and it was they have the most star talent of any team in the Big Ten as far as like projections for your first round.
Oregon.
So if that's the case, Dante Moore's the best one. Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. I
do have one deep sleeper, though, Jordan, that I want to mention real quick. My deepest sleeper for this Heisman Award's a guy who I think it's criminal that he's not on this preseason list, John Mateer. He was the darling of last year's class. The darling of last year's class.
Sure.
He came in. He didn't. I don't necessarily think he lived up to all of that hype, but nobody said that he had to live up to it all at once. This could be John Mateer's breakout year. I do have Oklahoma as another team who's a fringe playoff team, I think.
Sure.
And Mateer's a big reason why.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate it. So I'm going to kind of go. My first two, they're sort of just right there for the taking. CJ Carr plus 700.
Sure.
To second what you said, Arch, he's plus 850. The best case for Arch though is he's going to stay there whether he plays good or bad for a while because of two things: his last name and where he's going to school at. And three, he's in the SEC. That's right. I feel like that's I feel like that's a solid argument. Let's go third right here as far as quarterbacks go. And this one kind of surprised me a little bit considering who he's got coaching him. Sam Levitt plus 3,500.
Interesting. That's crazy. Mateer's odds are better than him. They're at 2,250 from what I'm seeing. They fluctuate from like 2,000 to 2,500. Sam Levitt, I think, he's the darling of this class. But here's the difference between him and Mateer. Levitt, he has all that talent. It's not a question if he can do it. He's done it somewhere else. Mateer done it at a lower rated school, moved up in competition. We're talking about Sam Levitt doing this in a Power 4 conference to people. So he's ready to go. Like that's insane. That's worth a dart throw to me if I'm a bettor to throw a couple of bucks at that to see if that one works out.
So here's four decent. Decent for some of them are a stretch. But here's four long shots I think might be worth taking a gander at. Bear Bogmeyer from BYU plus 5,500.
Really? He had a great year. Had a great year last year. Wasn't necessarily a Heisman year last year, but you expect guys like that to take that step forward.
And we're gonna mix in a couple Vols, a former Vol, and one dude that I'm just like, dude, that's a football name. Nico plus 8,000.
That's
plus
a big risk.
That might be worth looking at.
He's their best player on offense there. I don't know if he's their best player on the entire team. They have some really good defensive players in UCLA. That's interesting. I mean, because if UCLA does anything this year, it's going to be on him.
Yeah. Here's you another one. I'm going to name off a Vol right here. Two Vols consecutively, actually. George McIntyre plus 12,500.
Whoa. Faison on this list?
No, sir. Not that I've seen. Throw $1 on him, though. Shit. What are you losing?
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I don't know if he's the starting quarterback. Does Vegas know something we don't? Do they think George is our starter?
Well, I guess we'll.
Uh-oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could be.
I'm just like the fat chick at the orgy, just happy to be here. Next, Deshaun Bishop plus 30,000. 30,000.
I mean, okay, so here's my thing on Bishop. I would take the gamble on him before I would take the gamble on McIntyre because we don't know the QB situation, one. but
Sure.
you're also betting on a guy with 30,000 plus odds who had 1,046 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns last year. We returned that production into a better offensive line. I have no doubt that this guy can meet those numbers again and succeed, pass them, completely run through those numbers this year.
Sure.
I don't know. That one's good. That one's a good bet, I think. I think it's worth the gamble on Deshaun Bishop because we're going to run the piss out of
It's
the
intriguing, if nothing less. I mean, how are you not? How do you not cash out after you bet, say, $1, and midway through the season he's got 700-800 yards and like 12 touchdowns? How do you,
and his
it's
odds
a sure
money
moneymaker,
plus 30 to plus 10.
Like I feel like at some point in the season that's a sure moneymaker as long as we're not just sucking hind tit.
Sure.
Honestly, this one right here got no idea who the guy is. Don't care. Honestly, to me, it's most football name on the board. Hank Brown at plus 50,000. I'll throw a quarter on him. I don't care.
Tank Brown. Does he play for is he Auburn?
Hell, I don't know. His name's Hank though, and any guy named Hank.
Hank. I thought you said Tank
with an H.
Oh, okay.
Hank. Any guy with an H, man, you get him on the football. Any guy named Hank, you get him on the football field. That he's sparring with you. You know what I'm saying?
telling you this right now. If that guy does not do good in football, he has a future in selling propane and propane accessories. Let's go.
Damn it, Bobby. Yeah. So I think that kind of wraps up our Heisman talk.
The Hopman.
Talk. So you and I talked about it before this. We were like, we'll do a Power 5. We'll do a Power 5 conference special. Flag on the play upon further review. It's Power 4, as you see in the ticker.
I mean, like I said, I knew it was Power 4 last year. You did too. We both knew that was the thing.
We did.
But
we
when
knew
they
that.
reloaded the Pac-12, I was like, okay, we're back to a Power 5 format.
Yeah.
How is the Pac-12 not considered a power conference still?
You look at the teams that are in that thing, buddy. You'll see.
Yeah,
Boise State.
That's the thing, man. Do you think that all those teams that started it was huge? You got to give these guys a palace to stand in.
I don't know about a palace. Maybe a small, like a small corner office. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking like San Diego State, Utah State.
I know
teams like that. Like I know where you're going with it, and I respect that. But
sure. I mean, those teams, they pick up if you give them the Power 5 tag. Those prestiges of those conferences immediately ramp up.
I don't know, man. I'll give you San Diego State.
You got to give me Boise.
We've seen the Aztecs go on a run. Oh well, of course. I mean, I think that goes without saying. Sure. But like San Diego State, hell, Washington State's still in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, give me Wazoo, baby. Go Cougs.
I like Wazoo.
I do too. I mean, hell,
that's a good 10:30 game, Jordan, on ESPN.
That's right, buddy. That's the ESPN. That's the Pac-12 after dark, baby.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, hell, it's better than nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've sat up 2:30 in the morning, drunk as Cootie Brown, watching some Pac-12 football.
Oh yeah,
Pac-12 football.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Pac-12 at night.
You know,
a lot of Hawaii games. A lot of Hawaii games at night too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, they made it in there. Let's all right, buddy. So let's talk top 3 teams from each Power 4 conference.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you lead off on this. Who's your top 3 in the Big Ten?
The Big Ten. Okay, let me find them here. So, I mean, I kind of alluded to it with my Heisman rankings. I think Oregon's your team here. They sit at plus 240 odds currently, from what I'm seeing on a lot of the betting sites and stuff. So plus 240 to win the Big Ten. I'm going to take Oregon. They're not the best odds. The best odds is Ohio State, which I have them at second at plus 160.
They're plus like 150. Yeah, I was going to say.
And then my third one, it is Indiana, but it's not Indiana on my list. Indiana has the third best odds, rightfully so, defending national champions. Give me USC in that third spot at plus 1,600. Okay. I think they're really underrated this year. I think they've had a lot of tough seasons leading into what can be the penultimate season. Whether Lincoln Riley's going to get it done or not, it has to be this year because he ain't got much time left there. And my sleeper team, and I don't really have anything to back up why I'm making this my sleeper team. I just know that they're always consistently hanging around that top 16 area, top 20 area. Give me Iowa at plus 4,200. Deep sleeper from the Big Ten for me. They currently rank inside the top 20 in the last poll I saw. So I think that's outlandish to have them at plus 4,200 because if they sneak around, beat some of these teams, they could very well be in the playoffs. Let alone contending for a Big Ten championship.
Yeah. Okay. Kirk and I mean Kirk Ferentz is still out there. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and so. I mean his record speaks for itself. That's not a bad. I think he is too. Definitely fact check me, and if I'm wrong, bring it up. But I think he is. I mean, it's hard to fire a guy that consistent. Okay. So we've got the same top two. I've just got a different order. I mean, it's hard to bet against Ohio State till it ain't. That's my top Big Ten team. I'm gonna go Oregon, and then I'm going Indiana, man. I mean, but here, okay. So I'm gonna argue this though. I think you could put any of these three Big Ten teams in any order, and you wouldn't be wrong. Would not be wrong. Indiana might be the bigger stretch of the first two out of all three, but it's. I mean, man, they won the whole shebang last year. It's hard to bet against them. And again, Kurt Cignetti. It's hard to bet against all of them. You know,
Google him.
Google him. Mimi at Jax.
Lugal.
So, all right. So next up, number two in our heart. Number 2 on the list, number 3 on our big board. Best team in the Big 12. Best top 3 in the Big 12.
Best top 3 in the Big 12. Again, I'm gonna go with a long shot here. Team who I've really believed in all off season. I'm gonna say Houston. Houston at 1 at plus 1,700 odds to take the Big 12. I'm gonna sit on that. Okay. I'm gonna hold my ground with that one. I've praised them most of the offseason. I'm gonna stand ground with it. Number 2 should probably the team who wins. I probably should go with the oil money, the big time oil money that Texas Tech's bringing in. But I got Texas Tech at number 2, finishing there, plus 100 odds. Not a big payout if they win, so I'm going with the bigger payout, obviously. And my number 3 team,
sure.
This should probably be BYU. I'm going Utah. I like Utah. I've always liked Utah. Plus 670 is where Utah sits right now to win the Big 12, but they would be my third best for right now. I'm not overly sold on BYU. I never have been. And my sleeper, the Big 12, is going to be Arizona State at plus 2250.
Okay.
I like Arizona State, man. I mean, they had Cam Scatabo. He did really well with this team. Crazy to think they can't find, lightning in a bottle again and find their way back into a college champion or a college playoff, And if they do, I have no doubt that they'll win the Big 12 to do it. So,
sure. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I got, Jordan, on the Big 12.
All right. So let me back myself up just a little bit here. My Big 10 sleeper, I went with the same. Well, 2 of the 3, same that you did. I kept Indiana at number 3. I feel like I'm playing it safe here, and I'm the gambler. I'm playing that one safe. My sleeper team, though, Michigan.
I think
Plus
that's
1,600.
I think that's a safe sleeper. I mean, if there is such a thing as a safe sleeper bet, I do think Michigan's a pretty good safe bet. I mean, they've got a lot of talent there. And they're a
you
win.
throw $20 on that.
They're a win against Ohio State away from making the playoffs. Let's just be honest.
Exactly why I took them, because that division, that part of that conference is going to come down to that game.
Yep.
My Big 12 sleeper, you went with Arizona State at plus 2250.
Sure.
Let me rattle off my Big 12 teams here. I'm going to go Texas Tech as my top Big 12 team. I think that's
sure.
I mean, it's hard not to do that.
Sure.
I'm going to go BYU as my number 2, and I'm simply doing these 2 and 3 picks just sort of go against what you said, just because.
No, I
think that's what we need to do here. BYU solid. They've got a lot of people coming back. They've got their quarterback coming back. Bear Bachmeier has one of the best names in all of college football. And he's on the Heisman list. My number 3 team, though, I'm not staying in Mormon country. I'm going into Texas, baby. Baylor.
Really? For number 3?
Baylor. Give me Baylor.
Wow. Ain't they like 4,200 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But that's not even my sleeper team. Not even my sleeper team.
Woo.
We're going into the state of Kansas for that one.
Kansas State.
Exactly. I'm a gambler, but I'm not dumb. Plus 1,700 for K-State.
K-State's not a bad sleep pick. They were on my list of people. I wanted the better odds with Arizona State. But Kansas State's not a bad one either. This conference is a toss-up, I think, behind Texas Tech 1. I wanted to be different, but I think it is Texas Tech's conference. I ain't gonna lie, I do. I think it is. I just like Houston. I like Houston a lot.
Yeah, I mean Houston. I mean they're a solid team. They're fun to watch. I mean it's not nothing against them. You know, it's just I don't know. I don't know, man. Next up, it's an offensive pillow fight every week in this conference. Give me the ACC, Russ. Who you got?
So number 1, and I don't think that we're going to differ here. It's Miami. Miami's by far and away the best team in this conference. We mentioned pillow fighting. That's one thing this team ain't doing this year. They ain't pillow fighting a soul. They're about to come in this conference and walk on these boys. Negative 146 odds to win the conference. That is negative money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are almost a guaranteed shoe-in to win, barring injuries. Number 2 for me is SMU. Really like SMU a lot. I think SMU, of all these teams here, for the exception of my third place team, might have the best odds to nick Miami in a loss, but I doubt it. I really do. My third team is Clemson at plus 1,400 odds to win this conference. I can't bring myself to not put Clemson in the top 3. I know they've been on a downgrade. We're still talking Dabo. We're still talking a very talented Clemson team.
Sure.
They still got good people down there. It ain't like all their guys have left and they're using 2 stars to play everybody. They've still got a lot of talent. I think Clemson can finish 3, if not 1. I really do. I think Clemson has the best chance, I think, against a team like Miami. because they match up really well talent-wise.
Sure. Okay.
But my sleeper,
Okay.
strictly going off of, I just want to see them back in the forefront of college football. Virginia Tech at plus 2,800.
Okay.
I really want to see Vodtech back in the forefront of college football. I remember when they were playing Miami in that last game of the season in Blacksburg most years.
Sure.
And it meant something. It meant a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that Virginia Tech going for win number 10 or 11 on the season. And the same thing with Miami. That's what I want to see again. I want to see Virginia Tech back in that forefront of the ACC. Because now more than ever, a 10-win Virginia Tech team gets in the playoffs.
Sure.
Whereas before they were making a good bowl game and being happy that they got there. Now you've got a chance to play for a championship. So Vodtech's my sleeper for sure.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of go against the grain a little bit here. You took Miami as your conference champ, basically.
Yep.
Your number 2 team is my number 1. Give me
fair.
SMU. Give me SMU. I know that's a bit of a long shot, but SMU's well coached. They've got talent. They're in Texas, which is weird being in the ACC, but give them to me.
Well, they bring
one
that
team
Jennings
you didn't
guy
mention
back too, Jordan. They got that Jennings guy back at quarterback.
Yeah. And another team you didn't mention in this, Louisville.
Yep. I couldn't put Louisville as my sleeper team, and I couldn't leave Clemson out of my top 3. And Louisville was the casualty of that. Not to say Louisville isn't a great team, because they are a very talented, good team in the ACC.
Clemson is my number 3. They're coincidentally also my sleeper, plus 1,600. However, I'm going to pull a Coach Corso here. Not so fast, my friends. I have a noteworthy team that gave everybody all they wanted last year, not named Virginia Tech. That also so happens to be on the Vol schedule this year, and it's Georgia Tech. They're at plus 3,500. They're at plus 3,700. Excuse me.
Virginia was another
Give me
team.
that as my sleeper.
I flirted with Virginia here too, Jordan. I don't know about you. I flirted with Virginia as my sleeper here. They were on the verge last year of winning an ACC title. I think the thing that really drew me back the most was the fact they lost Chandler Morris. Losing Chandler Morris, having to replace that kind of talent at quarterback's hard to do. That dude was a senior. He played really well. He's the reason they were finishing in the top 16. So, yeah, I wanted to put Virginia there too, man. They were one of my guys. It was between them and Virginia Tech for my sleeper, and I went Virginia
Solid
Tech.
Odds, though.
They do. 2,000. 2,000.
Yeah, solid odds. I mean, it's hard. That's a rock solid sleeper, man. I don't know, man. I think Tech might be a little bit better than we want to give them credit for. Than what we give them credit for on this show too. I mean, that's not a shot at our other co-host. I don't know. They were pretty solid last year. You know, they took Georgia down to the wire last year. There at the end of the year.
Well, it ain't like that they don't have a lot of good talent coming into this team too. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of talent playing on this Georgia Tech team now that didn't play there last year. They got Fernando's brother, whatever the other Mendoza brother is. He's their guy. Yeah,
hell Mendoza. Yeah, I mean that's a solid. I mean that's solid. You know. All right.
NFL brother as a quarter. I mean, his brother's an NFL quarterback. I mean, he's going to be chirping in his ear anytime he needs any kind of advice. Not a bad pick.
Yeah. So, all right, buddy. I think this is the one we've been waiting to talk about. Last but certainly not least, our number 2 on the board, SEC. Who you got?
So this one's going to be a little bit longer of a list because I have multiple sleepers for this. But my number 1 team, I'm going against the grain of what you're seeing right now. Georgia's favored. I'm going to go slightly against it. I'm taking Texas.
Sure.
For the same thing that I told you I took Oregon for in the Big Ten. They have the most first-round draft talent by star rating of any team in the SEC. And statistics say over the last, I think it's 10 years, that those teams with more first-round draft picks are usually in your final game, your championship game. They're in the Final Four in the last few years. Texas is that team in the SEC. Give me them at 1 at plus 310. Okay. Give me Georgia at number 2 at plus 260. I don't think Georgia falls off. I think the reason they finished second is because they can't beat Texas. Number 3, the odds say Alabama. I say bullshit. Give me LSU at plus 900. I like LSU.
It kind of cut out on us there for just a split second. For number 2 or number 3?
For number 2, I've got for what? Number 2 for what?
SEC, just in general.
My number 2 is Georgia at plus 260. My number 3 is LSU at plus 900. It should be Alabama at plus 800 from what I'm seeing. Give me LSU. I trust them a little bit more. They have more star talent. I don't care if that upsets anybody from Alabama. They don't have the same team that Saban had there.
No, worst like coach.
And I'm telling you right now, LSU's loaded. We mentioned our boy, the edge rusher, Russ, the other day. He was a big-time transfer to them. He doesn't even have a starting spot secured. That's how good they are on that front. So,
right.
Tennessee is my sleeper team. Oh, surprise, surprise. It's not me being a homer.
Yeah, right.
They have the best sleeper odds of anybody at plus 1,700 of a team that can actually make the playoffs.
Sure.
Besides them, well, I would say they have the best. I think my best sleeper team here is probably Ole Miss. I do think Ole Miss has a chance to finish in the top 3. I do think they have a chance to make it to the SEC title game. I think we'll see Ole Miss playing in the playoffs this year. That's why they're here. I don't think I think that their plus 1150 odds is absolutely atrocious. I think that's insane to me just because they lost Lane Kiffin. They retained Kawan Lacey. They retain their starting receivers from last year. They retain Trinidad Chambliss. How are they not going to be just as good as they were last year? It ain't going to be all coach that does that. Some of these wins come from talent. Give me them as one of my sleepers. Another crazy sleeper to me because of the fact they've had a lot of hype in the preseason. Missouri at plus 3,300 odds here, Jordan. Now, I know it's Eli Drinkwitz. I know we give him hell. I know we give Missouri hell. This team's talented. They can put up good points. They're a 40-point game team just like we are. We talk shit about Eli. He can score.
Yeah,
that team can do some special things. They're currently sitting in the top 25 as well. Plus 3,300 is insane to me. And Texas A&M is my last one at plus 1,200 odds.
Okay.
I don't think they're a huge sleeper like Ole Miss. I don't think they're a huge sleeper either. But Mike Elko, A&M made the playoffs last year. Got a lot more talent. Big money school. An insane environment to have to play in on the road. I think A&M at 1,200 is crazy too. I really do.
Sure. All right. So I like that. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I might get a little crazy here. I'm gonna go LSU is my favorite. They're loaded, man. Loaded, like they are. Said. They're loaded.
They are.
That's also me taking a gamble on Lane not doing Kiffin things.
And I think the reason I didn't put him at 1, Jordan, to defend you, is the fact that it is Lane Kiffin. It's LSU. I've not seen them be better than Georgia or Texas in the last few seasons, right? So, if it would have been an LSU team that's been on top with those teams over the last few seasons and Kiffin was taking them over, Clear cut number one.
Sure. I'm gonna go Georgia,
Nice.
numero dos. And then I'm gonna go Texas on number 3.
Nice.
I do think you could interchange either of the Texas schools though, right there, and that spot. I do think you could. I'm gonna surprise, gonna agree with you on the sleeper team, Tennessee plus 1,800. My odds are a little different than yours. I'm going between FanDuel and DraftKings. I pulled these off of FanDuel.
Okay.
And crazy enough, my other sleeper team is Mizzou at plus 3,500.
It's how are they that low? Like, I get it if they're plus 2,000. Okay, I understand it. They're not on the level of A&M. They're not on the level of Ole Miss. I don't think they're on our level as far as being favored like that. That being said, I think Missouri has just as good of a team as we do.
It's name brand, brother. That's all it is. They don't carry that weight with the Missouri football program that any of the teams we've talked about carry.
Sure.
I think that's a lot of it. And I think, and also I'll just tell you right now, Eli Drinkowitz is a douchebag.
Sure. Yeah. He's a good coach, but he's an idiot.
I don't even care. I'll say it right now. I'll say it to his face in cursive. He's a douchebag. State law. Swear to God. So, all right. Non-Power 5 playoff team. Who is your sleeper? I know. Here's the thing. Notre Dame's disqualified from this simply because if we know if they lose one game, 2 games at the max, they're going to get in, depending on who that second loss is. If they lose one game, they're in. Don't matter.
Sure. And I think they're one of the top 4 favorites to make it in right now anyway. Before we pick that, Jordan, since the SEC's our conference, we love the SEC. What team do you, looking up these odds, what team do you had way too high odds to win the conference? One clear-cut answer for me here. I think it's Bama. Plus 800.
I could see that, but at the same time, not really. Man, I would say Georgia. That schedule's not easy. It ain't easy. It's not easy.
It ain't easy. No.
Wow. They're talented, and that's not a shot at them. That's not a shot at them. I would say Georgia.
Do you think
maybe that's the?
Do you think they should have the highest odds to win the conference?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
No.
Okay.
Not by the margin they've got it. Not by the margin that they've got it.
Right. Okay.
Tighten those top 3 teams up just a little bit. Top 4 teams even, maybe even top 5. Tighten those 5 odds up a little bit. It ain't got to be much. Just tighten them up, especially up towards top. And I think that's probably more accurate.
Okay. I was just curious because when I was looking at these odds, I was like, Bama's at plus 800. Why? I mean, they didn't show anything different from what we showed really last year. What, they won one more game than we did? They beat us?
They did, but they also Bama also ripped off like 3 or 4 in a row on ranked opponents. I think that was the difference in that.
Okay.
Whereas we didn't beat a team with a winning record last year. So, and I'll straight up say it. I'll straight up say it. I mean, to me, that's comparing apples and oranges. I hate Alabama. Anybody that's listening to this podcast knows I hate Alabama. Anybody knows me knows I hate Alabama. The best thing about that entire state is that it borders Tennessee. I do not care. I will say it, and I'll say it with my whole damn chest. The best part about it is it borders Tennessee. Worst part about it, it borders Tennessee. I don't care. The wind
I don't even
blows
want
to the
you
west
touching
because
me.
I don't want it touching me. I don't want it touching me. It smells like shit and looks like shit too, honestly. That being said, though, who's your non-power 5 sleeper playoff team?
Non-power
It's a sleeper
5
one way or
favorite.
the other.
Sure. My non-power 5 favorite at the moment. Now, this could change in 2 weeks, I'm sure, but I doubt it will. I really like the talent that they bring to the field. I think they've got a real chance to hit that number 12 spot, depending on how week 0 goes for them and how competitive they are against Oregon. Give me Boise State. Boise State's biggest game of the season is in week 0 against Oregon. If they come in and so much as contend against Oregon and make that a competitive game and don't get run off the field, Oregon's favored by 24.5 points in that game. If they keep that game within a 14 to 10 point swing, Boise will play for a national or will play in the college football playoffs this year. I have no doubt about it. Because there's not a team that's as talented as Oregon on that Pac-12 schedule for them, and there's not another team as talented as Oregon down the schedule for them. So if they contend against them, they can contend against anybody and beat most teams they play.
I respect that. Sure. I think I'd say out of the two of us right now, you're probably right. Me, I'm throwing down a little bit of money on the Cougs of Wazoo, baby. Go Washington State.
Hey, Wazoo's got some pretty good odds in that conference to win it.
Plus 950.
I do think that your Pac-12 champion will have a good claiming right to that 12th spot. I don't think that your Conference USA champ deserves to necessarily be in above them. I mean, and it's not that Boise State plays higher caliber opponents every week, but in the grand scheme, they do. They play better quality opponents on a weekly than, say, your JMU plays, right? Or your Kennesaw State plays. Those teams could also have a really solid year. I think JMU is another one of those teams I could throw in here that possibly makes it in. Billy Napier up there as a head coach now brings in an SEC staff with him into a lower rated conference. Could be a dangerous thing. Give me Boise, though, man. I want to see that blue field in the playoffs.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, maybe even a little bit of snow. A little bit of the powder. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not.
I'd love it, dude. I'd absolutely love it.
And I'm not talking about Mike Irving. You know, man, I don't know. You played that one safer than I did, obviously. I don't know, dude. This has been fun though. Like I've enjoyed this one. This has been some good talk. That being said, I think I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to put a bow on this one.
We put a bow on this one, man. I mean, we beat this one to death, I think. I mean, I know we rated the Big Ten above the SEC, but they ain't. SEC's number 1. All because one damn team. Go damn Vols.
Go damn